Rich is going to be in his stance. First one he's going to do, he's going to set up all of his kicks with his jab, so he gives me something to think about. The first one's a chopping low right kick. So this is if I've got weight on my left leg, so he knows he can really chop that leg down and put some meat on it and put some power and descend his weight over and down into the kick. So he's chopping down through the leg. All right. The way you do that is you kind of kick your foot out. If Rich changes his leg, sorry, change leg, please. Kicks his heel up, steps into it, like he's checking his foot for dog poo, jumps, and then chops that down over the top. So there's a kind of little hop into it. It's got loads of power. It's generally used when I've got my weight on that leg. So if Rich goes jab, and I put throw a cross and the weight's on that leg, that's the perfect time to skip into it, chop it down, and that's when it's really going to hurt. You don't usually use that kick when the person can block because you're going to meet to shin to shin. So he's going to go jab, kick. That's it, and do that little skip into it. So jab, hey, yeah, nice, and again through switch. Jab, drop down. So there's different ways of holding. I use this way, single pad on the outside of my arm bent. Keep my arm bent because sometimes people miss it and they kick your elbow, and if your arm's straight, they're going to break your arm. So I keep my arm slightly bent and I hold it here. Stop that. I've seen in Thailand, a lot of the trainers I use, hold it like this. But to me, I understand it's double pad and it's stronger. But I don't really want my face down this low when people are chopping, especially beginners who I don't trust. But it's up to you, you can do either one. This one feels a bit safer, but it hurts my arm a little bit more. This one doesn't hurt your arm as much, but your face is kind of close. Things can go wrong. It's up to you. So we're going to go jab. He's going to hop in and chop down. Take time to generate power on this. Lift your foot up, chop it over and down, and then back to stance. It's a power kick, so take time to generate the power. Very nice, Rich. My leg's gone dead. If you're not sure whether they're going to shin check or not, you do the upward roundhouse kick. So he pivots a little bit, and he's kicking 45 degrees up to the leg. So this one, he's not sure if I do shin check it, he's not put as much power in it. And okay. It's like not going to do as much damage to Rich. So if he's kind of probing, just checking what I'm going to do, the upward one is quicker, is less committed, and if he blocks it, I just kind of meet shin to shin. That's okay. It's a bit different if I'm jumping into it. So he goes jab and up. So the angle of attack is now 45 more upwards. The first one is 45 degrees downwards. The second one is 45 degrees upwards. And we're aiming with the fingertips end on the person. So generally for training, you want to end around about here. If you're fighting, you want to kick just above the knee, across that tendon ligament area here, just above the knee, to do maximum damage. Jab, downward. Nice. Jab, upward. Cool. Next one, for the body kick. So if they've got a stance where their elbows are up away from their body, it means you can upward roundhouse kick to the ribs. Jab, he's going 45 degrees, and he's trying to kick through my body on the diagonal, through the ribs, through the liver, and out through the opposite shoulder. Jab, up. Cool. Ways to generate more power. Pivot this foot, pull your hand, and turn your head. Jab. So there's a mechanic in the body that as soon as you pull your right hand down, your right hip starts to rotate into it. And you can practice that on a swivel chair. If you sit on a swivel chair and swing your arms one way, your hips spin the opposite way, and you can spin around in a circle. If you're bored at work, one thing to do. But it teaches you that if you pull this down, this hip naturally goes forward. It's the same in football when they're taking a volley. The same mechanics. It's the human body. There's only so many ways you can move it. So jab, Rich pulls his right hand down. That gives him loads of power. Pivot up on the ball of your foot so you minimize friction. And whip your head into it as well. Oh, that's a decent kick. So that's going through my rib cage. Liver through the other side. That'll drop most people. The second option is if they've got more of a tight guard and their elbows are down, you go straight across the arm. So what Rich is trying to do is hit my bicep tricep to take away my punches. He wants to be as horizontal as possible. So go straight across, turn your hips, boom, yeah. So it's used against a boxer. Hit the bicep tricep forearm repeatedly. When they try and punch, they don't have the same amount of power. Jab. So hold the pads more flat. Rich kicks across horizontally, and again. Very nice. The other two are the Peter Ertz kick, which is the upward roundhouse kick to the head, which we're not going to do. But on that one, if Rich is in front of me, he was famous for not necessarily kicking downwards to the head like you talk, but he used to go up, thong over the shoulder, and just kick the top of the skull, and it was enough to knock people out because he was such a beast. So you can do an upward roundhouse kick, and you can also do this one, which is a downward roundhouse kick, and that's aiming for the neck. Usually, he's trying to go over my shoulder. I don't do it. I don't really kicked in the neck. Over my shoulder and hit my neck, my jaw, my temple, anywhere really. But most Thai boxers teach it to the neck because it will drop the person immediately. Jab, pivot, and this is a 360, so he spins all the way through. So there's commitment. If you're hitting the body, it's unlikely you're going to be able to kick through someone's body entirely because that would mean cutting them in half. But when you kick someone's head, you can hit them and go all the way through. Back to stance, be ready. Jab, chop. Okay, so that's going up and over the shoulder into the neck. Let's look at all the variations of kicks. So if he knows he's got my leg hurt or I've got weight on the leg, he chops. Cool. If he's not sure and he's just probing, he kicks upwards on the thigh. If he's trying to kick me in the liver ribs, he goes upwards, 45, up. If he's trying to destroy my arms and take away my punches, he goes horizontal. And if he's trying to knock me out to the neck, he goes over the top and down and all the way through back to stand. Just in case I do the classic lean back side technique and get my head out of the way. He jabs, he kicks me in the head, I go whoop, I'll be coming back, so he needs to be ready. So make sure you go back to stance. Those are the angles of attack with the roundhouse kick.